Hi everyone, Dr. Nancy Richmond here. I want to talk to you today about video conferencing. I've been doing a lot of video conferencing with my classroom, with my colleagues, with my clients, and I have some best practices and best tips based on these experiences. So, number one, I want you to think about what you look like. That's really important. What is it that you look like? You want to look the role or look at the part. Working from home or learning from home, it's really easy for us just to roll out of bed and not want to turn our video cameras on. But turning that video camera on is critical with really being able to connect with your colleagues, with your classmates, with the interviewer if you're applying for the job. So you want to look really good on camera. So make sure you think about what part are you playing and think about where you would traditionally be going if you weren't doing it virtually. So if you're going to work, look like you're going to work. If you're going to the classroom, look like you're going to the classroom. If you're going for a job interview, make sure that you look like you're going for a job interview. Even though traditionally people can only see the top of you, right? You might also want to think about putting your heels on, putting a skirt on, looking really nice and professional, because it's going to make you feel more confident. And the more confident you feel, the more you're going to sound confident on the video. So looking the part is really important. Think about your posture. Make sure that you sit up straight. Make sure that you're smiling. Smile into the camera. Look at the camera. That's going to be really important. You don't want to be looking at the middle of the screen, because if you're looking at the middle of the screen and not the camera, it will not look like you're looking at people. So there is this saying, I hear and I forget, I see and I remember. So if people can see you, they're going to remember you, and you want them to remember the best version of you. So that's really important. Number two, what is in your background? So you want to think about what is it that other people can see that's behind me. In this example, I have my Amazon Echo. I have this little potted plant behind me, but you don't want to have too much in your background because it's going to be distracting. I typically like to use a plain white wall when I'm on camera, but also when I'm doing video conferencing. That way, if I do decide to use a virtual background with Zoom, for example, it works a lot easier. I actually prefer not to use a virtual background all of the time, because if, for example, I decide to drink my coffee, you suddenly can't see the coffee very well and it starts to look a little bit weird. So, and I want it to seem personal. So it's up to you whether or not you decide you want to use a virtual background, but no matter what, make sure that you keep it simple. Keeping it simple is going to be really important. So number three, the sound. The sound is going to be important. So when you are not talking, make sure that you put yourself on mute. And that's going to be important. And tell people in your family, at home, tell them you're going to be on video and how much time exactly you're going to be on video, so that they know not to disturb you. And if something does happen, you just have to apologize and let the group know. But make sure you put your sound on mute. Number four. Okay, number four is lighting. This is something that I've seen a lot. You want to make sure that you have lighting that is coming from the front of you. You want the light to be hitting your face. I use a light above my computer, and that seems to really help a lot. Natural lighting is even better. So if you have natural lighting that you can put on your face that's coming towards your face, that's great. The one thing you really don't want to have is you don't want to have light coming from behind you. So a window behind you is going to glare, for example, and you're going to have a shadowy face if you have too much light coming in behind you. So really think about the lighting. You might want to try a few different angles before you go on the video camera to see what actually does look the best. But if you put light on your face, you're really going to look a lot more professional, and you're going to look a lot more friendly. So that's important. Number five, where you actually put your video camera. So if you are on your laptop, it's going to be super important that you make sure that your camera on your laptop is at eye level with you. So you want to make sure your face, you see there's a little bit of room above my head and I'm sort of in the center, right? You want to be in the center. What you don't want to have done is you don't want to go like this. This is bad. You don't want this, okay? And you also don't want to be like too much like this, all right? So you want to make sure that your face is centered. This is important to make sure that people can see you correctly and that you look good on camera. And never put your camera all the way up to the ceiling. That just is not a good look. And also you don't want the camera coming up at your chin because it's also not a good look. So try to keep yourself centered if at all possible. And if you need to, you can always prop your laptop up on books. I do that often, and again, you might want to consider creating a dedicated space so that's already all set up so that you don't have to do it every single time that you go on camera. And just a reminder, make sure you look into the lens of the webcam instead of looking directly in the center of the screen. It will make the person who you're video conferencing with feel like they are being paid more attention to. So that's my final tip. I hope that you guys find this helpful. And remember that the whole purpose of video conferencing is to connect better with one another. And if you can do this and you can do it well, you are going to look, number one, more professional, number two, like you know how to video conference, and number three, you're just going to connect better with the people around you. So I hope that you found this helpful. Good luck, everyone. This has been Dr. Nancy Richmond. I look forward to hearing from you.